Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Are my past prayers valid if I mispronounced the letter bod? And what pronunciation should I use now? Are my past prayers valid? There's one quote from Imam Nawawi, rahimahullah ta'ala, in Al-Majmu' Sharh al-Muhadhab, that I think encapsulates the principle here very beautifully. And it says that it is essential to recite the Fatiha with all its letters. All its letters, meaning every letter that it contains, it must be there, including those which are doubled. In other words, those that have a shadda. So those shaddas need to be there. If a shadda is omitted, in other words, one of the two letters, because that's what the shadda means, it doubles the letter. If a shadda is omitted, or if a letter is substituted for a different letter, like instead of saying dad, you said dal. So instead of a dad, you said a dal. It's a very difficult one because it's one of the more complicated letters to learn to say it correctly. I'm sure there are those who study Qira'ah will even critique my pronunciation of it. I may be saying it not as beautifully as it can be said. However, if a shadda is omitted or a letter is substituted for another letter, then even though the person is able to pronounce it, he recited it incorrectly, his recitation is not valid. If he is able to pronounce it and he goes back and he fixes it, then it's fine because he fixed it. So this also answers the question then, what about the person who was unable to pronounce it? They didn't learn how yet, right? They're still getting there. Then of course for them, this is not going to invalidate their prayer. So if it was based on the fact that you couldn't recite properly yet, you seem to be aware of that now, which is why you're asking the question, then the answer would be your prayers insha'Allah were valid. And if not by the Shafi'i school, then insha'Allah by the Hanafi school, which doesn't make the recitation of the Fatiha a prerequisite, or rather an integral of the prayer. So when it comes to judging matters retrospectively, especially for people who are still in the process of learning and getting the basics down, we give the easiest ruling because it's a retrospective ruling, so as to make things easy for the person and not have to make qada of things. So no, you don't need to repeat your past prayers as a result of a mispronunciation, especially in light of the fact that you seemingly could not pronounce it. That said, we should also now emphasize you should learn how to pronounce it. That's key, because ignorance is not bliss. We can't just be satisfied with the status quo of, what, I didn't know, and then leave it at that, because we are responsible for seeking knowledge. We are responsible for finding the necessary guidance, and it's not much. The bare essentials of what every Muslim must know is very much attainable, insha'Allah ta'ala.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول